as you're talking about kids and the pressures on our kids. Ben has young children. I've got 2 teenage daughters. You have young grandchildren. And I got to say, from the perspective of parents and grandparents, the pressures that are on our kids right now are qualitatively different from what we experienced.
And 24/7, they can't get away from the bad.
I mean, they're just assaulted online with social media. They're confronted with themes and messaging and influence that is deliberately poisoning them. And how do you, what about that worries you, and what should parents be doing about that?
Well, a lot about it worries me because it's not just that there's competing information out there. Our children today, and if I sound like a conspiracy nut, let me tell you, I'm not a conspiracy nut, and I ask anybody that's listening to my voice right now, you said I've written 9 books. That's true. And after I wrote the last one, I told Robin, I'm not writing a 10th one until I write an autobiography, and I'll be so old that I won't know what it says. One of the things I talk about is the fact that our children aren't just being exposed, they're being targeted.
Yep.
And when I say targeted, I wrote a book in, I think, 2004 called Family First. And at that time, I said, the family in America is under attack. That families in America are under attack. The family unit, the family values, everything that families stand for in America are under attack. This was 20 years ago. Let me tell you, it is so much worse now than it was then. And when I say they're under attack, one of the ways is what's happening on the internet, what's happening on these social media platforms. People don't understand algorithms, including me. But I got myself in touch with experts that do understand this, and good example of what I'm talking about. Research was done where they put together some accounts, put a girl's name on it, 14 years old, just her name, 14 years old, opened this account. And within a matter of a few hours, she started getting targeted with toxic information. By that I mean information that led her to eating disorder sites, suicidality sites, different kinds of things that were really unhealthy. They said, whoa, that's really shocking. And so they said, well, let's push this a little further. They opened another account with a name and just added a few words that said weight loss. The amount of toxic feed that went to her, content that went to her, went up multiplicatively within the first few hours. The algorithm picked up those words, and what they do is they feed you what you will click on. So it was like 8, 10 times more toxic information. They're being targeted with what they will click on, full well knowing that it creates anxiety, depression, loneliness, confusion, self-hatred. And if you want to create chaos in a society, where do you start? You attack the children.
Yeah.
If you get them to hate themselves, question who they are, what they are, what's that going to do to the next generation and the next generation? And right now we have the highest levels of anxiety, depression, loneliness among our young people than since we started keeping record.